Welcome to Conversations with Miss Marcy, the podcast where we get real about relationships, culture, and the truth that shapes us. No fluff, no filters, just bold conversations that matter. Now let's dive in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with Miss Marcy. I am your host, Miss Marcy. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to share this podcast, download this podcast with everybody, with your mama and them, share with your mama and them, your baby father and them, and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we are now on all major platforms. Yes, on all major platforms where you can listen to your podcast. I mean, you can do Spotify, you can do Apple. As a matter of fact, to my Apple listeners, don't forget to leave a review. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe to this podcast because that helps out a lot as well. But yes, I thank you all for the support, the love and support. I really do. So yes, y'all, let's go ahead and get into some things. This has been a really crazy up and down weather type situation for Ohio. I mean, just last week we had some warm weather. Excuse me. And we were getting all excited about, it's about to be spring, da 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 da, But then turn around, now it's cold. Like it was cold today. It was freezing today. I was like, oh my gosh. So it is what it is. This is Ohio. This is what they do. They say you don't like the weather in Ohio, just wait 5 minutes. It's gonna change. So me personally, I actually don't mind that. I don't mind our weather. I really don't. I don't mind our weather. I don't mind the four seasons. Y'all all know I always talk about that. My favorite season is fall. I don't really care too much for summer. No, I don't, because it's too warm. I mean, it's too hot. I'm sorry. I don't like when it get really hot. I like when it's spring and I like fall because I like not too much of anything. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. Like when it's too hot, oh my gosh, that could be bad. You can have a heat stroke. If it's too cold, oh my gosh, it's too freaking cold. So I like that in between type stuff. So that's what that is. But yeah, so another thing I want to say real quick, speaking of Ohio, there's certain things I just get tired of people talking about. Like I get tired of conversations about Ohio and, especially from people who left Ohio and who don't ever plan on returning. It's like that's fine and that's dandy and as well. If you left Ohio and you did wonderful, that's cool. But it's like we don't need to. I don't really. Maybe it's because I never got into those conversations. I never really got into the conversations of dogging out Ohio. Like, oh, I hate Ohio. Ohio sucks. I mean, y'all be getting that snow. And hell, it seemed like nowadays a lot of other places that didn't get snow, they be getting the shit now too. So it's just like Ohio got its pros and cons, like any other city and state. Any other city and state that you think is popping that you trying to move to or whatever, it's like somebody leaving that city, somebody leaving that state for whatever reasons. So I just feel like all cities and states have their pros and cons, and you can do good in some places and you could do better in others, or you could do bad in some places. But just because you did bad in a city doesn't mean that's a terrible city. Or just because when you lived in a city, or a city you grew up in, or you was depressed there or whatever, you got into a lot of trouble, whatever, you just made bad decisions, that don't mean it's a reflection of the damn city sometimes. Now I ain't gonna lie, there are some places that I just, yeah, like no, I will say this: you don't ever want to move to a place where everybody's leaving. You know what I mean? And I ain't trying to be funny, but places like Youngstown, or you know what I'm saying, places like that. Like I don't ever hear about nobody moving to Youngstown or talking about they want to move to Youngstown. But I mean, there are a lot of people come to Columbus, a lot of people go to Cincinnati, people go to Dayton too. It just depends on what you got going on in your life or whatever, or what you're looking for. But Ohio's not a bad place. It's inexpensive in a lot of ways. I mean, everywhere getting expensive though. But I mean, Ohio got its pros and cons. And baby, we the fucking originator in the land of the fucking funk. Okay. There's a lot of great musicians and artists that came up out of Ohio. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna tell you like this. I am an Ohio girl. I'm Ohio, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Ohio ain't got no, bullshit or whatever. We got some good stuff too. We got a lot of good, strong athletes that come up out of here. I mean, we have a lot of good to offer. So, I mean, I don't know. I just really don't get caught up in those type of conversations or whatever. Now, are there some other places that are, more just have more to offer? Of course, absolutely. But I just don't think it's no point in always looking down on the city you came from. But I think it's a thing where people do that because it is where they came from. A lot of people, if it's a place they came from, they just tend to look down on it. We always think the grass is green on the other side. And for some people, the grass is green on the other side. Shit, for some people, they leave Ohio and still be struggling and still be, going through the same mental shit they went through here, like depression and shit like that. Because at the end of the day, people are people no matter where you go. Like, yeah, there's different some people, some places are more friendly than some places. Like, we all know New York is not known for having friendly people. But then you got people down south. Like, I heard Texas got a lot of friendly people, like down in Houston and down in Dallas and stuff like that. But again, I hear pros and cons about all these cities and states. So I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest because I've been thinking about that lately too. Like, people always trying to shit. People from Ohio always be trying to shit on Ohio. People from Dayton always trying to shit on Dayton. I mean, I don't know. It's just all about a personal preference. You feel me? So anyway, now let's get into this mental health check-in, okay? So my mood lately, I've been cool. Let's see. I'm not gonna say that I have been like, up or down. I just been kind of in between. I've been having moments where I've been like, oh, but then I'll be like, I've been cool. Like, I guess it just maybe it's just I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been getting that much sleep. I've been so freaking tired for some reason. Like, I just been like tired, like exhausted. Hell, that's what it is. I've been tired as hell. But I mean, as far as like it's my mood and stuff like that, I've been cool. You know, I've been cool. I've been cool. I've been cool. And I had a conversation with a young man recently, and we've been friends for about a year, almost 2 years now, and you know, it's a long distance situation or whatever. So I never had too many expectations or whatever. But he ended up telling me something or whatever, and I was just like, "Oh wow," And I didn't like the way he handled it at first. But then you know, I went ahead and, I expressed that to him. And my whole point is this. At first, I was going to let pride take over and my ego take over and not say nothing to him. So basically, me and this person, we've been cool. We've been talking and stuff and like that. But like I said, he lives long distance. And so neither one of us never really expected anything pretty much out of the situation, but we developed a really good friendship, a friendship that feels really good. We talk on the phone and stuff, and we video chat and things like that, and it's just the connection just feels so good. So it's like sometimes you gotta understand that everybody's not meant to be your person or whatever, and sometimes you gotta just accept what it is. Like, if it's maybe they just meant to come into your life for the experience of maybe a great friendship, or just maybe to teach you something or whatever. Because I will say, he's motivated me in a lot of ways about things that I wanted to do. I've shared with him, plans that I had, or just things that I wanted to do, projects I wanted to work on. And he really like motivated me and things like that. And so I value the friendship, and I value, what I'm saying, things that we talked about or whatever. But he ended up telling me that, he's in a relationship, he got a girlfriend now, things like that. And I was just like, oh, okay. But like I said, at first I didn't like the way he handled it, because it was like he didn't really want to tell me or whatever. But he went ahead and told me and stuff. And I wasn't mad, because like I said, we never had expectations of what we were going to be. We just became friends long distance and things like that. And that's what it was. And it's not like, I didn't know that he, probably entertained other women and shit. I entertained other guys. It is what it is. But my whole point is, I could have allowed pride and ego to take over and say, you know what, F that. I'm not going to say nothing to him. I'm not talking to him no more, this and that. But I ended up shooting him a text message and telling him how I really felt. And he called me, which was surprising to me, because I thought that, because nowadays the way people handle one another, especially when they don't want to have certain conversations or quote unquote hard conversations or whatever, I was expecting him to either ignore me, or I was expecting him to either, respond through text in a defensive manner. But to my surprise, he called me, and he called me like almost immediately after I sent that text. He was, we talked about it. We were able to talk about it. and he apologized for how he went about doing things. And I don't know, that just it made me feel better because it made me feel like, my feelings were validated and he understood where I was coming from. And he wasn't trying to hurt my feelings or anything like that. And it showed me that he does care about our friendship. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I was thinking about how people treat each other when conflict arises. Because y'all know I always talk about you really learn a person through conflict, and because it's not about the conflict, it's about how you guys handle it. And I thought it was handled between him and he and I felt like it was in the end it was handled, well, and it was handled with respect, and we didn't argue. We didn't, what I'm saying, the vibe was still good. Even when we got off the phone on a positive note. We was cool. And again, I'm not mad that he has a girlfriend or nothing like that, but I was just like, well, damn. So it is what it is. And so yeah, so that was that. So that happened the other day, and that was something, like I said, I appreciated the way we were able to talk with each other like grown-ups, like grown-ups is supposed to. So how are you guys doing? Are you guys looking forward to spring? We've set time. We set time. No, is it fall? It's fall back spring. We set time for forward or whatever. And yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, spring will be here before we know it. I mean, it seems like it's taking this sweet time, but it will be here. All right. So hey, y'all, I want to give a real quick shout out to Trayvon Martin with American Income Life Insurance. If you're here in Ohio and thinking about protecting your family, Trayvon makes it super easy and personal. And here's something I love. They've got the Legacy Head Start program. It's really affordable and it's all about giving your kids a head start in life. We all want the best for our kids, right? So why not give them a little boost for their future? I also want to I also want to mention the child safe kits, which are absolutely free. These kits offer peace of mind for parents in case of an emergency or if your child goes missing. Having all their critical information in one place helps law enforcement respond faster and more effectively. Also, the child safe kits provides a centralized location for personal info, physical descriptors, and fingerprints crucial for creating Amber Alerts or sharing with authorities. If you are in Ohio and you are serious about protecting your family, you can reach out to Travon at 937-430-9044 or hit him on his email at treymartin32@gmail.com. Just tell him Conversations with Miss Marcy sent you and get your family's future protected today. All right, y'all. All right, now we got all that out the way. We got warmed up. Let's go ahead and get into today's segment of Hidden Figures. Welcome to this segment of Hidden Figures. Today we spotlight Dorothy Vaughan. Before NASA became the technological powerhouse we know today, it relied on human computers, brilliant mathematicians who calculated complex equations by hand. One of the most influential among them all was Dorothy Vaughan, born on September 20th, 1910 in Kansas City, Missouri. As NASA began introducing electronic computers, Dorothy saw change coming. Now, instead of resisting it, she leaned into it and she learned it. She taught herself and her entire team the programming language Fortran, ensuring they would remain essential in a rapidly evolving space program. In doing so, she became NASA's first Black female supervisor and a quiet architect of technological progress. Dorothy died November the 10th of 2008 at the age of 98 in Hampton, Virginia. Her vision, adaptability, and commitment to uplifting others reminds us of something powerful. Legacy isn't always loud. Yes, yes, yes. So when we talk about Black excellence, yes, yes, I love stories like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. So, this topic came up because I saw an article the other day, and it was talking about Bernice Burgos. Y'all remember Bernice Burgos? She was like an influencer or whatever. And I remember back in the day, well, some years ago, she was said to have been allegedly messing with Ti or whatever, whatever. But anyway, Bernice was also known for her body and her big booty. Well, apparently, she had a BBL back, back when the BBLs and stuff was in or whatever first came out, whatever. She had one. And now they're saying that the article that I came across was saying that Bernice Burgos is opening up about a new chapter in her body journey. And this time, she's bringing fans all the way inside the process. So this is from Complex News. This is the article I'm reading. It says the model and entrepreneur recently documented her BBL removal and body contouring procedure on TikTok, sharing footage from Beverly Hills, California, where she worked with Dr. Ashkan Gavami. So basically, Bernice Burgos is one of the people that is removing her BBL. So that got me into the thought pattern, and just got me into the mind frame of dang. I remember when BBLs was just that thing. Now it's like a lot of people are getting rid of it, like her, like they're getting rid of it, or they're just like going a different route or whatever. So what I did was I actually talked to a few people, and I got their opinion on the whole topic about the BBLs and the shift that is happening within just that whole culture. So I talked to a few people, like I said, and one of the people that I talked to is actually someone who had a BP. She had a BBL herself. So we're gonna hear from her as well. So you guys get to hear me, talk with her. And her name is Joy. So like I said, she talks openly about having a BBL done and why she had it done and things of that nature. So let me tell y'all, before I let you guys hear what the people had to say, I'm gonna let y'all hear. I'm gonna give y'all the questions that was asked of them before they, so you guys will know what they're responding to. So one of the questions, so I talked to men and women both. I wanted to hear women's opinions, and I wanted to hear some from a few men as well. So the questions that I asked the men were basically like, what do you, well, let me start over. Let me go back. So I asked the men, how do you feel social media influenced beauty trends like the BBL? Did you ever feel that BBLs were something women were doing for men? Why or why not? Do you think the culture around BBLs is shifting now? If yes, why? So that was for the men. Okay. So then I told y'all that I spoke with a young lady. She had it done actually. So I asked her about that, and you'll hear her responses and everything. So let me let y'all go ahead and get into it.
The media influence with BBLs were a big thing. I mean, if a woman doesn't feel secure about her body, or any person for that matter, I feel they should be able to go ahead and do that as long as it's healthy and responsible. I mean, the media plays a big deal into the BBLs as far as kind of monkey see, monkey do. I mean, if you seeing the girl with the big butt get all the attention, you're gonna want some of that attention as well. I think women were getting BBLs. I'm not sure if it was for men or for themselves, but I'm sure that if they was feeling insecure about any part of their body, that they was doing it for themselves and for the men alike. So I don't think it's one clear answer. It all depends on the person and the situation, what they was doing it for. But some females like a little more attention from males, and some females like attention from other females. So it all depends on what the person was, if they was trying to get the BBL or not. The culture around BBL are shifting now that I see. I mean, talking with people, it seems like it's a less popular, because a lot of people was going across seas getting them done, and they was having botched surgeries. But now I think that it's a real natural trend. Everybody's trying to go natural, and nobody really are getting them. And I think some people are still getting them, but they're getting them differently than actually getting implants. So right now I kind of feel that it is shifting where more people are getting them taken out, and it's getting more back to natural.
What up, though? It's your boy Vito Viviano, Prince of Detroit City, from the Resurgence Show, all the way from 8 Mile to Belle Isle. Please believe me. I think that social media has influenced the BBL trend because it started off like a small wave, and now it's turned into like a whole ocean. But the problem is, I believe now it's become so oversaturated that everybody has one. So now it's no longer special. You know how like when something first comes out and everybody's like, oh yeah, yeah, and then everybody starts doing it and then it gets like played out. I believe that's kind of what's happened now. So now it's like, well, what makes that so special? You know what I'm saying? If everyone has it, then what makes it special? The BBL thing, I kind of feel like that might have been kind of influenced by that, the whole, I guess like the whole Kardashian thing, because it seemed like that's around when that time when it kind of kicked off with the whole Kim Kardashian's body thing. Shout out to Kim Kardashian though, but like I feel like that trend started like, especially black women kind of wanting to like explore that world of like plastic surgery and enhancements for BBLs. But I think now a lot of times to me it is like over the top or overly done, so it doesn't look how you would think it would look. I think maybe, especially when like they go overseas, sometimes the doctors over there maybe are like just doing it like too over exaggerated, because like everything, less is more. You know what I'm saying? So because sisters already naturally built, so I kind of be like, you don't even need the BBL. Just go ahead and do some squats in the gym. Next question is, do I feel that the BBLs are something that women are doing for men? Why or why not? I'm gonna say that I do believe it's for attention, and I would have to, I guess, believe that it's for attention from men. But sometimes women do stuff for attention of other women to try to be like, okay, I'm the best looking woman in here, and this, that, and the third. So ultimately, I believe it's all about attention, because I believe everything is about attention. But that's a whole nother soapbox. But sometimes you can get too much attention or you can get negative attention, and that's something that I think a lot of times sisters don't think about. You could be getting the wrong type of attention because of a BBL. Maybe you don't want that much attention, or maybe you don't want that type of attention, so you got to be careful. Do I believe that the culture around BBLs is shifting now? That's the third question. I'm going to say yes. I believe, and I answered this kind of earlier, I believe now, as with anything, if something becomes oversaturated in the market, it no longer has the same flair or the same value. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, if everybody has a BBL, then what makes it so special? So, I mean, that's when something is trendy, that's what happens. There's a hot trend, and the trend it shifts or gets oversaturated, then people be over it. You know what I mean?
As far as I remember, I think that the BBL trend kind of became popular with the Kardashians, but I think that when their show was out, and I remember when Kim Kardashian popped out at an event and she was like really extra curvy and stuff, and that like set off a little frenzy. But I know that they used to have shots and things like that people used to get like underground. I don't really feel like anybody was really checking for the BBL until the Kardashians started coming out with it. And the Kardashians have influenced a lot of trends. So, as far as like, if feeling any pressure from social media, I don't feel pressure from social media to get a BBL because I don't particularly like the look. So, the only thing, it's for me, it's just personal preference. I think a lot of younger girls probably would feel pressure because they're, looking for things to identify themselves with in a way. They were looking for it's a competition type of thing. So I don't really feel that pressure, but I think it's because I'm comfortable with myself. But women that may not be comfortable with themselves would look to other women to see like what they can change and, to compete with that. But I do think that shift is kind of changing. The look is changing. I think more people want a natural looking body. I think they do still like the shape, but just a little bit more natural. What was going on with the BBLs before was a very exaggerated body with the huge, big butt. I think it's kind of fading out, and people want more of like a slim BBL, small waist, and just more of a natural silhouette. And actually, a lot of people are actually going towards the skinny silhouette with the Ozempic trend. A lot of people are trying to opt to look like extra thin. But I think just with time, the look changes. It's always changing and evolving. There's always going to be a new aesthetic, especially for women. And it always rotates, but I think that's part of the reason.
All right, so I'm here with my friend Joy, and she has actually had experience with BBL. So let's see what her take is on the whole BBL culture and this shift. All right, so Joy,
Yeah. Hi.
hey girl.
Hey
So,
girl. Hey girl. Hey.
so why do you think the BBL trend became so popular?
I think it became popular because everybody, well, a lot of girls that didn't have no ass wanted some ass. Period. I think that's as simple as it could get. Because why would you go and you don't want ass? I mean, the lipo. Well, it depends on which one you get. Like, like silicone, that's a definite no-no. But once again, they got silicone because they want an ass. I think the more right one to get would be the fat transfer. But once again, they wanted ass, so that's why they went.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what made you decide to get a BBL?
Well, I've been wanting ass for a long time now. I'm not saying that my butt was like completely flat, but
yeah, girl, because you always been curvy. I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt, but you always been curvy. You always had.
But we are our own we're our own worst critic. And one of my friends, she was like, I'm going to get it, and we had been talking about it for a while, and I'm like, what, fuck it, let's go. So we both just went and got on the table and got it done. Thank goodness everybody came out okay. And actually, I think that was like the worst surgery I've ever had. That shit hurt me. But it's cool. All the results turned out okay. I would still want a little bit more, but that's up to me to go work out because I'm not gonna do it again. It's over for that. But yeah, I'm up in age a little bit, and I mean, you can call me a lazy mom, but I just don't see myself going to the gym. That's the problem. That's the whole problem.
I don't think a lot of people want to go to the gym, to be honest with you. And I know it.
Okay, keep going.
No, go ahead.
Especially with, being older and your bones hurt, your legs hurt, and your knees hurt, and all that other stuff. And it's just like, you're going to the gym to make me hurt more, even though it is the most natural way to, build your body up and do things the right way. I just went for the easy way out, and not saying that it still wasn't painful, but it's so crazy. It was just painful for like 2 or 3 hours after the fact. After that, I was walking, I was doing everything that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that bad. It was just the initial shock of all the lipo and, it getting put in your butt. That's the part that kind of just hurt when I first woke up. Like, it was kind of like, you got to get used to the pain, like, come on, body, adjust to the pain. But once you adjust to it and you like, all right, it is what it is, then you're fine. Like it literally only hurt like maybe 2 or 3 hours after I had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so funny. I know another young lady who had it done as well, and she said the same thing. She said that it hurted like crazy. She said it felt like she got hit by a bus. The recovery.
But it really wasn't. Like I said, when I woke up from the hospital, when I woke up from getting it done, that's initially when it hurt. It's like, say for instance, you break a finger or something. Okay, your finger is broke, but it's like you got to get used to that pain so you can move away. So it only hurt like right. You know how you break something, it only hurt for a minute. Where if something happened to you, it only hurt for a minute. It might be like dull pains afterwards, but the initial pain only hurt for a little while. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, but after that, it was cool. Everything came out okay. Me and her were both fine. We went in the same day. And we had 2 different doctors, but it turned out okay on both our behalfs.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. And I thought the results looked good because I remember seeing you afterwards, and I thought it looked good too.
Thank you.
So, do you think the trend is shifting?
Probably because people dying, people getting botched, people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit's going wrong. But I guess that can happen with anything. But I've seen a lot of botched jobs. I don't know nobody actually myself that has actually lost their life because of procedure, but I've definitely heard of people losing their life because of the procedure. But I've definitely myself seen a lot of botched jobs that you just be like, go back or just start all over. Just go cut it all off and start all over. Like, yeah, but yeah, it's some of them. And then for you to even have to walk around with your body botched like that, your butt at that, like that's terrible.
Yeah, because a lot of them,
no.
A lot of them, like some women look really good, like I said, but some women, I was noticing like it just looked not naturally proportioned from their legs to their butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their legs and butt don't match. Yeah, they got little legs and a big old bubble butt, and then I've even heard of people saying people's butt dropping. Like, wait a minute. Like I said, I was privileged that I didn't have any of that stuff, and I think it's been like maybe 3 years for me, 4 years for me.
Yeah,
something like that.
Now, so the second question, the other question was, my next question was going to be what's influencing that change. But I mean, it sounds like we pretty much kind of covered that when you said that, people were dying and things of that nature. So now that some women are moving away from it, what are your thoughts on the shift?
I really don't got no thoughts on this shit. Different strokes for different folks. Some people could get in that gym and boost it. Some people don't have the time nor the, they don't want to go to the gym. So it's different strokes for different folks,
Right. So if you could give one piece of advice to women considering getting a BBL, what would it be?
Shit, I would say to do your research on your doctor, do your research on the place you're going to be at. Make sure you get your meds ahead of time before you go. Shit. That's it, I guess. Pray about it. Pray, for the procedure and pray for the outcomes, period.
Yeah, it's amazing though, because I remember a time when you look back into the maybe like early 2000s and prior, it seemed like the skinny look was in. Then all of a sudden the big booty era just came in, and I don't know if it was from the video vixens or whatnot. But it just seemed like it just came in, and like you said, everybody wanted ass.
Mhm. Yeah. And
So
I mean, it's going to continue to change, and this trend will definitely come back around again. And this shit rotate,
yeah,
but
because
it keep coming back.
yep, because now they're going back to the slimmer, the more natural, the more slim look.
Mhm. And I've lost I've lost about 20 pounds, and I'm like, but this ass ain't went nowhere. That's a good thing.
Right.
And it still look okay with my thighs. Like, it has went down a little bit, but it's still, you can still, me personally, I can still see the difference when I put on my leggings and stuff. So if you got the money and shit, go. You only live once. But you don't want to really jeopardize and say, damn, that's how I died too. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Yes.
So I guess it's kind of like a daredevil type shit also,
Yeah, because ain't that how Kanye West's mother died? I don't know if she was.
She went, yeah, didn't she? Didn't she go somewhere and have surgery? But one thing she's showing to is certain, I don't care what nobody say. Miami is supposed to be the bikini capital of the world. They do surgeries back to back to back to back every single day. Now, I've seen a couple people who've been out of town that has been good. I have seen a couple people who has got them done in Miami that has been good and bad. Me personally, I'm going to go somewhere where they're doing them on the regular basis. Don't make me your test dummy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous right there. Yeah. And I think what's DC Youngfly, his partner, I think she was having something like that done too, I believe. And
crazy,
yeah, she was gorgeous. She didn't even need nothing done, but she went and had something done, and that's how she died.
Yeah, that's what and everybody told me, you didn't need that. You didn't need that. But it's just something that, if you want it, go get it. And that's what I did. And I really didn't care what nobody had to say about nothing. But that's kind of how I do everything in my life. So with that being said, it's just like, it's a chance, that things could be perfect. That's just like everything. It's a chance everything could be cool. It's a chance everything could be bad. That's why you just got to pray about it, have faith, and keep it going because, it is what it is. And if you go up there and you get fucked up, it's like, you decided to do this, so now you got to deal with the consequences. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a catch-22, actually.
Yeah, it is. And you know what's crazy? Like I've always been like kind of small, but now as I'm getting older, I'm getting kind of, I'm kind of trying to maintain a certain weight. But and I'm gonna be honest, I ain't never really had no big old breasts or no big old ass. But I've never really wanted that. I've never been the type that feel like, oh, let me go get something done for my titties to be bigger. Let me go get something done for my ass. And I'm not knocking nobody that do, but I'm going back to when you said, how a lot of times we are our worst critic. And I have my, criticism of myself in other areas, but that really has never been one. And I really don't have no ass. I don't, but I've never cared.
Listen, that's your fault. Yeah, like I said, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Some, put on some clothes and be like, they don't like what they see because they don't have a butt. Then you have girls that got naturally big, gigantic butts and be like, oh, I don't want all this. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, like I said, to each his own.
Yeah, I think for me, so what I have are big pair of legs. And what happens is when you have big legs and big thighs, it actually gives the illusion that your butt is bigger than what it is. And I think so because of that, I've never really, I don't know, maybe that's why I never really cared. But I don't know. It's just never been something I've been into. But hey, like you said, to each his own. And I don't knock anybody that's had it done. You got to do what you got to do to feel what you want to feel for yourself. Like you said, some people, if they don't like what they see, they have every right to change it.
They've been doing it for years. You got a fucked up nose, they're going to get their nose done, You don't like something so simple as you don't like your regular hands, you go get your nails done. You know what I'm saying? You think your nails are prettier, So, it's actually, like I said, to each his own.
Yeah. Yep.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. See, I remember a time where it was all about the titties. People was always getting, like breast implants and things of that nature, like in the 80s and the 90s. You remember that?
Yeah, but most of the time that was for pink people. Like I said, I probably only know like one person, and that's like me working in a nursing home for a black woman. Well, a few people have got breast implants. Black people have got breast implants, but that was majorly for like the pink people, like out in like want to be models and big breasts and stuff like that. Black women, a lot of us, we were trying to get our titties reducted. You know what I'm saying? Like they was hurting our backs. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people who got their breasts reducted versus adding.
Yep, I actually do too.
Yeah, and that's just like the butt, like silicone, like them people, like K Michelle and them, they got I think K Michelle got shots too first. But that silicone, I would have rather got a regular BBL. Like the BBL is like fat transfer, where you take fat from your stomach and your back and you put it directly into your butt, instead of getting a piece of silicone with gel in it, plastic and gel, that you're going to put on your butt. Like that shit can erupt. That shit can, you know what I'm saying? That shit can do damage within itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, no, I wouldn't have wanted to get that. No way.
So I wonder, like, when it's the silicone versus the, the fat transfer, can you definitely see the difference? Like, can you tell, like, the difference in the way they looked? Or is it like one of them things where both of the procedures can come out the same? Like, so for instance, like a person can get the BBL, which is the fat transfer, or they could get the silicone. And it just depends on their body as to how the outcome is. Is it like that with both, or?
It probably is, but what I've seen is most people and I've never actually really seen a real live person with silicone in their butt, but just like watching TV and stuff, you can actually see the silicone because they butt drop or something. You know what I'm saying? It looks really, really weird. Like I was watching something and somebody just turned the whole implant around on their butt. Like I forgot who it was, but yeah, fat transfer was, I feel like it's a whole lot safer. But like I said, there's been fatalities in both. So, and I guess like back then when they were just doing the silicone butts, I wonder was they getting lipo in their stomach and back also with it. So I don't know.
I would think that the fat transfer would be way more safe because it's your natural fat. And it's like you said, you're not putting a silicone or nothing foreign in the body.
Plastic. Right. You be done sun on that motherfucker and it busted. Then what you gonna do?
Right. I remember watching, what was that? It was on Netflix. It was called She's Gotta Have It. And was it She's Gotta Have It? Yeah, because it was Spike Lee's. It was like the reboot of the old movie She Gotta Have It. And there was an episode where this girl, she had the silicone. I guess she had silicone, but girl, she had a BBL. Well, she had her butt injected or whatever. And girl, she fell on her booty and everything just split. Everything's
but that's just like with them women when they get, I've seen stuff with them women with them titties and that shit busts inside of their chest.
That can kill. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the BBL fat transfer is actually definitely more safe.
So it's like this. This makes me wonder another question. So when you think about the things that people do for vanity, for their looks, basically for the aesthetics and stuff, the surgeries, the everything. And I know about to play devil's advocate a little bit here. So I know we said that if people don't like what they see, they have every right to change it. But at the same time, it's like, is it safe to say that we are people who are never satisfied? Because it's like we're always wanting to get something done, or we're getting stuff done to us, cosmetically to ourselves.
My thing is, you're in the era where you go get what you want. And that's just what it is. People out here changing, a man changing his dick to a vagina, and a woman out here changing her vagina to a dick. You go get what you want. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got the money to do it and can be okay with the consequences if things go wrong, then I mean, shit is plentiful out here. You could change your skin. You could change your sexuality. It's just something like so simple as your fingernails. Why do women wear artificial nails? You know what I'm saying? They don't like their own hands, or they just like seeing their hands in a different way. Not to even say they don't like their own hands. Maybe they just want something else to make their hands more beautiful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably what they feel. Yeah, enhance their beauty. So I mean, that's just like people with fake hair. I've seen a lot of people with long ass hair, but it throw on a fucking wig.
Like me.
Hot. I'll be pissed. Like, what the fuck? But I mean, it's certain stuff just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's to each his own. Like and then I know people who don't have no hair at all and can rock a short haircut and be fine with it.
Right.
But I mean, you're living in a world now where you can switch shit up and be cool.
But you know what? When it comes to that, I like you said, people who be having hair, they want to throw on wigs and stuff, and the nails and things like that. And I feel like this. My thing is, what I don't like that comes out of some men's mouths, or just some people, period, when people want to change their hair, when they want to add things to their hair, or they want to do this or do that, like you said, to their nails, to their face, people want to wear makeup. I don't really like the notion that, oh, you're trying to hide something. Like I had somebody ask me one time, oh, you got all that pretty hair. Why are you trying to hide your hair? I don't ever try to hide my hair. I'm very proud of my hair. But what it is I like to switch it up. I don't always like the same style. I get bored sometimes. And some people think just because you got long hair, oh, you got all that hair. But it's like sometimes you get bored. You want to just change it up,
And that might be why people get their nails done. They
right.
just want to change it up. People want to get their ass done. They just want to change it up. People want to change their dick to a cupcake. They just want. It's all a personal preference. You feel what I'm saying? Some people might have a curve in their nose, don't like it, want to change it up. You know what I'm saying? It's.
But people need to stop assuming that people are trying to hide things. You know what I mean? Like,
people need to mind their own motherfucking business, period. Because if they're not paying for nothing, or if they're not, doing anything of the sort, you know what I'm saying, then why should they even be worried?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. I think that they come down hard on black women when it comes to that. They always say black women be wearing fake nails, fake lashes, fake hair. You want to shave your eyebrows off and draw on new ones. Oh, you're wearing makeup. Oh, it's like, and none of that is always about, like you said, none of it is always about trying to hide stuff. Sometimes it's just about wanting to change or enhance your beauty. Not everybody has perfect skin. Some women want to wear, makeup to kind of, balance their skin out. Like, I like to get my nails done. Not because I don't like my nails, but I just like a certain look for my hand, and adding nails just, adds to that. So, yeah, I think people do need to stop making assumptions. People need to mind their business, and yeah, keep it moving.
That's just like people getting braces on their teeth.
Oh, yeah.
It's all, what it's according to what you want and what you're willing to live with and what you're willing to deal with. And
And
what
what
you
you want to
can't
look
afford
like.
to change if you can change it. Right.
And what you want to look like. Yeah.
Nobody is. I mean, in our reality, we all are perfect. We all are perfect, how just the way we are. But, and that's what makes us different. That's what makes me different from you. That makes you different from me. But in our reality, we're all perfect just the way we are. Now, what we do on our own time, because we see something different, is our own business. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
as long as you can live with a consequence that you done made, then shit, go for it.
Do you feel like that people do come down harder on Black women when it comes to this stuff?
I think that I think that men used to. I think that, and once again, it's a preference. Some men like a woman to have weave. Some men like a woman to have their natural hair. So it depends on what his craving is. You know what I'm saying? Some people like women with, cute feet, like fetishes. Like it all depends on what arouses them or turns them on. Like, but it doesn't even matter because we don't even want to get on the shit with them. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even really matter. It's actually how you feel about yourself. Forget them. And our reality, and whatever you do, you shouldn't be doing it for no nigga no way. If you feel some type of way about yourself and you decide to change it, hopefully that's your own, opinion and the opinion of yourself, and not taking what anybody else say and change it. Then you're not going to be happy with it because you changed it for somebody else, and then you're not with that person no more, and you're going through complications because of the decision you made for them. You feel me? Like, no.
Yeah, that's just
but
like
more people are going back to actually, a lot of people, even under these wigs and even under these, a lot of people are going back natural. A lot of people are going to locks. A lot of people are going back to their natural state of hair. They might put a wig on the top of it, but all the relaxers and stuff, they're now those are what's, dying down. A lot of people are not getting that creamy cut no more.
Nope. A lot of people are reverting to the locks. You right about that. So because,
yeah. Who wants that? That's poison.
Yeah, anything with chemicals. I've been hearing stuff about the I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I've been seeing it in my timeline quite a bit about the extension hairs having poison.
Yeah, the braided hair. Yep, I've seen it.
I'm just like,
once again, how it is now, it's no telling what the fuck is in what. Far as the food, the water, the clothes, the lotions, the anything. You're taking a chance with anything that you do right now.
Because everything got chemicals.
You even taking a chance with being on the phone. You feel what I'm saying? All that 5DC shit. You be done got off the motherfucking phone and had a stroke because the shit that went through your head. Like you're taking a chance with every single thing you do nowadays. Whether it's drinking water, whether it's riding a bike, whether it's getting a BBL, or whether it's going into the gym. You're taking a chance with everything you're doing today.
Man.
So it's like you just need to stay prayed up and be cool how you be cool, because you don't know when and where and the time that you're going to leave and what they going to put it on.
Yep. Shoot, I know a guy who had a stroke after being on the treadmill. He was on the treadmill.
One of my dad's friends was tip-top shape, didn't have nothing wrong with him. Nothing. Went to the gym every other day. Came out the gym. It was a normal day. Came out to jail. He didn't have diabetes, high cholesterol. He was healthy. Came out to jail, got into his car, and died in his car.
Damn.
Crazy shit. So it's like, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? People like, don't eat pork, don't do this, don't do that. You know, like our ancestors was eating that shit forever.
Mm-hmm.
And they live so much longer. But then again, it's like the shit that they putting in it today, you just don't know.
Now, the guy that you said it was your dad's friend?
Yeah.
Did they say it was a heart attack or something?
I don't. They said it was from natural causes.
Dang,
ain't that crazy?
That is crazy. Yeah.
So you just don't know when or where or why, or what they're gonna put it on. You know, it's when it's your time, it's your time. And that goes back to the BBL. When it's your time, it's your time. That goes back to any surgery or anything that you're doing. When it's your time, it's your time. You could be out in the car eating rallies. You could be in the bed. You could be in hospital. You know what I'm saying? It could be something so simple, or it could be drastic. But it doesn't even matter. Even if something is drastic, even say, for instance, you went out there and got hit by a car. If it's not your time, it's not your time.
Well, that's just like how some people, some people get shot and they still make it.
Yeah, people that got shot 5, 6, 7, 12 times. But if it ain't their time, it ain't their time. Then you have other ones that could get shot once and die right there on the spot.
Man, ooh, yeah, that's crazy.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, they say that most of the stuff we use have chemicals in it. So eventually, those chemicals get into your bloodstream and things like that. And over time, But the thing is, too, I know a lot of people, they go the natural route and they just say if they can't eat it, they don't use it. If they can't eat it or grow it, you know what I mean? Even
yeah, I heard that.
Even when it comes to like washing their hair, what they wash their hair with, what they brush their teeth with, all of that.
Yep, I've heard all of that. It's like they say you damn near have to go back to what's some people that live on the farm that grow their own food, driving wagons and stuff like that.
Oh, the Mormons.
Is it them? It's just another word.
I know who you're talking about. It'll start with a P.
I forget what it is. The ones that they don't use no radios, they don't use no electronics. Everything is grown from the. They grow everything themselves. Damn, Mercy. I'm talking about that. But that's how they say in our reality we're gonna have to start living.
I agree, because we got a lot going on.
Yeah, your damn president and started a war and shit.
Man, like we have so much. When I tell you, when it comes to chemicals, we have so much going on everywhere we turn. Like I said, chemicals everywhere, everything. And you know what else I found out? Like when you're, the skillet or whatever that you use, those non-stick skillets, you got to be careful with them too, because the chemicals on that.
The thing about it is, when I went to Africa, even the fruit, everything tasted so much different than what it tastes. Everything here is GMO, it's chemically made.
Yep.
And if we're putting that shit in our bodies on a day-to-day basis, then there's no telling what we're going to get or what's going to happen or anything of the above. So
that is so true. And it's a lot of shit that we eat over here that's banned in other countries. How
absolutely.
About that?
Gatorade and that red dye. Like, and it's so crazy when some of the parents buy children the red juice. The hell, you didn't know. You didn't know. You just go, you be like, what kind of juice you want? They be like, red. And that's a chemical that's banned in other places.
That's terrible. I mean, it's just awful. But yet, I feel like Americans be thinking they better than other countries and cultures and stuff. And it's just like, shit, we kind of over here. We may have more financially,
we're we're in war with ourselves.
Right. Like we low key fucked up over here for real. When we so in love with riches in terms of material things and just, we so in love with that stuff, but when you're not here and you don't have good quality of life, none of that stuff really matters. And that stuff shouldn't matter no way, but still like, if you sitting up here, people, coming down with shit left and right, and it's like, man, all that stuff just don't even matter for real when you think about it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And our reality is, you don't kill yourself, something else gonna kill you. So it is what it is. Even now, like to the fruits and vegetables, everything is fucked up. So you just eating exactly what they have out here for you to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy. You can't even bring seeds. They don't even want you to bring seeds in, or they don't want you to bring fruit from another country or anything because they don't want you to have the real seeds. Like nothing here now. It's all fucked up.
I'm noticing like a lot of fruits are seedless, and they're like literally like just meddling with natural shit.
They've been meddling with natural shit. They probably don't even got the game. They probably don't even got the blueprint to the real shit no more. They ain't got no choice but to meddle with the shit.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. Like you said, we just gotta try to do our best, stay prayed up, and just I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But you said that you definitely will not be ever getting another BBL. One and done. I don't think a lot of people ever go back for multiple ones anyway.
Yes, they do. They definitely go back for round twos.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they do, because the first time you go, it's kind of like just the foundation. It's kind of the foundation. They say, for instance, Rolly on baddies. Okay. When you first go, you get a foundation. They sculpt you because they can only take out so much fat to begin with per surgery. Okay. So once you heal, then you can go back and get more out. That's just like, with your butt. They can only, say for instance, they're only allowed to take out, a liter of fat. Okay, you're going to lose some of that fat anyway, putting it in your butt. And by the time they filter it and, do everything else they got to do, and then some of the cells are going to die when they put it in your butt, your butt might not be as big as you want it. So you heal, and then some people go back and repeat the process. You know what I'm saying? Get more fat sucked out to have them, the hourglass curve, and they, make them slimmer, and then put it back in their butt, make their butt bigger. So yeah, I a few people go back for round twos and round threes.
People got to be careful with. I ain't trying to be funny, but
girl, people got to be careful drinking water, honey. It's a mess.
No. This is what I was gonna say. As far as a big booty, right? I ain't trying to be funny, but sometimes I've heard that sometimes you can have a booty so big it's hard to like wipe and wash your ass. Like, so it's like, I don't know. It's like, goodness.
Like I said, to each his own.
Yeah.
Each his own. To each his own.
Yeah, so I just think that a person, if you going back for round 2 and 3, it's like, yeah, you are determined to have that ass. You are determined, honey. Because
once again, it's all about how you look at yourself, and we are our own biggest critic.
Yeah, we
are.
So
it's not even far as it's not just the ass at that point. It's like, if you're only sucking out so much, maybe they want their stomach to be flatter, or they want their back to be flatter, or, what I'm saying, something of the sort.
And then too, some people make a living off of their body. They make money for the image of their body. So sometimes that's a factor too. Because if your brand is your body, like you want your body to stay looking good, and that's your money maker. So I think that's also a major factor too. Because you got a lot of these Instagram models or just people that's just like I said, they make money off of their image.
Yeah, and see, like me, I am a advocate for fat girls because I've always been a fat girl. I'm just gonna say probably like lately.
Not a fat girl, just you always been kind of thick.
I can show you pictures when I was Oompa Loompa. And I've always had a problem with my weight. And it's always like you can take the fat away from the girl, but you can't take the girl away from the fat. So it all goes back also as how we're eating. And, you know what I'm saying? Not even far as you don't even have to exercise to maintain a good weight. You know what I'm saying? It's what you're eating. And then, like I said, we don't even know what the hell we eat. You know what I'm saying? So
no. And the most I like to do as far as exercise nowadays, I just like walking a lot. And that actually helps me a lot, just doing a lot of walking. And I'll do some, lift some weights and stuff like that. But I don't be trying to go in the gym and murder the damn gym. Just, I don't do all that.
Yeah, I don't even like to sweat. I get sweaty and I get mad. Like, ugh, gross. I don't like to sweat. And I don't like nobody sweaty on me. I don't like it.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, like I said, we'll see. Things will come back around and everything. I thought about doing that. What's that one? Is Sonabello that you can do where they go in and they suck the fat out. It's a different lipo. I thought about lipo before.
That's the same thing.
Pretty
with
much
BBL.
what it is, yeah. But it said with lipo, they're not putting that fat anywhere. They just literally sucking it out.
Right, they're just taking it out. Yeah.
But
Well, like I said, to each his own.
But I heard the only reason I didn't get that was because I heard that if you at a certain weight, it ain't gonna matter. Like all they gonna do is what they suck out is pretty much water weight. Like it's like as if you just lost, water weight. And I was like, I don't think that's worth it.
That's not true.
See, I don't know nobody that's had lipo.
Me, I've had lipo.
Oh, okay. So you had that and a BBL.
Well, of course, you get your lipo with your BBL.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that the lipo is them actually sucking the fat out.
Oh yeah, okay.
And yeah, I don't think that's not true. But they want you to be at a certain BMI, so your results will be better. Say, for instance, if their limits is only sucking out, once again, we're going to say a liter. If their limits is sucking out, they can only suck out a liter of fat. They want you to be closer to your BMI. So when they suck that liter of fat out, you'll have good results. Versus you being over your BMI, and they suck a liter out and you still fat for real. You can just see the contour of what they did, but you still heavy. That's what I'm saying. That's what make people want to go back. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not really getting in there like they need to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
that makes
especially
sense.
if it's only so much they can take at a time.
That's $1 billion industry, honey. Man. So you said that when you had your BBL, you didn't have a smell because there's been reports of it having a smell.
I didn't have no smell, but I got my massages like I was supposed to, and of course, you gotta wash. You gotta. I don't know if they say they gotta smell because of their garments. I didn't understand that. But I never had a smell with my BBL. Like that's crazy. Like what are you not washing? What are you not cleaning? Why do you have a smell? That's just like having let me see, surgery on your knee or something, and you have a smell. Why do you have a smell after a surgery?
I wonder if when it comes to the BBL, the reason why some people was having a smell, if there was a smell, because I don't know, I never smelt nobody with a, I don't know, but I wonder if the smell that they talk about could have been just from the body still healing from and it's still like, draining. That's the only way you could have a smell because it's
Yeah,
open. It's like a wound.
but if you were,
Because, wounds have a smell.
but like I said, I didn't have a smell. And the girl that I went down there with, she never reported nothing about no smell. If you're taking a shower and you're clean, because first of all, when you go get your massages now, a lot of stuff do come out when you get your massages. But once again, if you're drinking your water, if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, why would you have a smell? Once again, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, and I don't get it because I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is that? Like, unless you have it on, like, still, like, the garments that's, you done leaked all over, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to have 2 or 3 garments. Like, as soon as you get in the shower, you're supposed to change that garment and wash it and put on another garment. Like, and then, like, your hose and stuff, they're supposed to be patched up. So I don't understand the smell. I don't get that part. If you're supposed to take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Why would you be going out with a smell? And if you got a smell, it would seem like you got an infection or something. Like, you need some antibiotics. Like, why would you have a smell?
Yeah, like you said, that would make sense though. It would seem like it might be an infection or something. And like I said, I'm just thinking because there's openings and there's drainage going on. Because you think about it, like, so I get those like broils under my underarms, like for real, like, and they get big and shit. And then like when they bust, oh my gosh, it can really stink. Like because it's like there's somewhat of an infection going on and it's draining and it stinks. So that's
once again, infection. That's the primary word right there. Because if you don't have nothing else going on, why would it actually stink? You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where people can, put a criteria on, you got to be BBL, you stink, or, something else got to be going on for you to be smelling like that. Like, I don't understand. And like I said, I didn't experience. So my friend didn't experience it. So I don't know. And we were in the same recovery house for days afterwards, and we didn't smell anything. Even when I came home, I mean, my nigga would have told me, like, ugh, you stink. Like, no, like, it was nothing like that. You feel me? Like, no. Yeah, I can't get down with that. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like, you need some antibiotics if that's the case. Something's happening, or you're not cleaning certain things properly, or you're not padding or bandaging things properly, or you're not changing your bandages how you're supposed to, or something else.
And that goes for any type of surgery that you have on your body. Like I said, just like when people have a wound, that wound can stink. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But if you're cleaning it properly,
it shouldn't.
And changing your bandages properly, and letting it get air from time to time, why would it stink? Like, if you're taking care of things properly.
Right.
It's like rotting flesh, or, you know what I'm saying? Take care of it properly so you don't have those situations.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yuck. Yuck.
And I don't know.
That's how you don't get out of surgery and stink. That's crazy work.
And like, I don't know how long.
Go right back in. Go right back in there. You tell your doctor, here's something wrong. You turn around. If you can't even get in my car like that,
And I don't know.
For these niggas to lay up under these bitches and they stink from BBL, like what?
I wonder, like, how long, and if they do have a smell, how long is it going on, like, through the healing process? You know what I mean?
Right, because they say it takes a week, to months, to years to heal up after that shit. So, yeah,
So you probably can't even. So I wonder, like, can they have sex when they in the healing process?
Yes, ma'am, they can. I did.
Okay.
You just can't, it gotta be a slow grind. It can't be no, Superman type shit. It definitely gotta be a slow grind. Cause you definitely can't hit it like that. You know what I'm saying? When everything is trying to form and mold into what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, do you have anything else you would like to add for the people?
No, girl, no. I've had enough.
All right.
Cool. You have a good night, sweetheart.
All right, you too. And thank you so much for dropping by and dropping some gems on us about this topic.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All righty. All right, y'all. So y'all heard it. That's what's up. Y'all heard from the people. Y'all heard from a few people rather. And y'all heard from a person who actually had it done. So yeah, and it's not just Bernice Burgos who have, had it done and now she's having it taken out. Cause I remember K Michelle. K Michelle was like one of the first people that had that stuff done, back when. And the thing is, a lot of these girls, there was nothing wrong with their bodies, but like Miss Joy just said, sometimes we are our worst critics, So it's just terrible how the society and the industry makes people feel like they need to have stuff done. And then look at Lil' Kim, like, oh my gosh, like Lil' Kim looks like a totally different person now, and it's just not beneficial. My thinking is, I personally wouldn't even want, I'm gonna be honest, I really wouldn't care for a big fat ass. I just wouldn't. I mean, because I wouldn't want the attention, like the young man said, I wouldn't want the attention. And I want to say thank you to all the participants on today's podcast. I really appreciate you guys. I wanted to put that up there before I forgot. But anyway, yeah, so it's one of them things where it's just, you have to ask yourself, like, is it really worth it? Is it necessary? But I know people are going to do what they feel like they want to do, even if they later regret it or whatever, because I'm just hearing a lot of women say they regret it. So I don't know, but yeah. So now it's time to get into the quote of the week. All right, this is actually one of my favorite quotes, and this is from Abraham Lincoln, and it goes a little something like this. It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. All right, guys, that's it for today's podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on social media. All right, take care.